Okay, let me just start recording. Okay, good morning, everyone. Actually, as from the clothes I'm wearing, and you can see, oh, we're supposed to celebrate the Chinese New Year because right now in China it is a New Year Eve. Traditionally, we are actually, have a family gathering, united, and have a big banquet. So every household right now in China is celebrating Chinese New Year Eve, and tomorrow people will go visit the relatives and the family members. And my biggest wish to everyone is in this new year is Year of the Pig. Wish you a good health and hope everything come true. So first of all, let's start today's the session. We're going to practice Paida the foot. Now, because of the time, and I realize we won't have enough time to do the both feet. So I will show you just for one foot, how, from the four sides of our foot, the top, the both sides, inside and outside, and the bottom. So at the end, we're going to do a online interview. I know Shreya has prepared to say something to all of you, and we will edit the video and then put on the website in the future. So tied out the feet, what do I expect to see? This is just a very one common foot during the workshop. When people, Sherry is already, yeah. I've seen the foot like this very much. I remember when my brother visited me, and I also did his foot, just like this, the instep of the foot. And after the Paida, I suggest we go out shopping. And he was having trouble to put his feet into the shoes because everything's so swollen. And I said, oh my goodness, it's so swollen. And he was wearing the shorts, so his legs were covered with the bruise. I said, hey brother, well, you probably need to change to long pants. And he looked at me and said, what should I be afraid of? So he was very proud and to walk out to the my house just like with all the bruised up. And this is very common. Now, sometimes people question, say, hey, why I cannot get the same result like what you show in the picture? The part of the reason is the intensity and the time duration. Imagine in the workshop, we conduct the PaidaLajin for about 10 hours. Non-stop, we do nothing but Paida. Now at home, if you can lock yourself up or without any other outside interference, you can just focus on one area, just keep doing it. I guarantee you will have a lot out of it. So, so there's nothing, undoable. Why should we Paida the foot? Remember when we started on the hands, I mentioned about the both feet and our hands are the end of the our body. So for those who have the poor blood circulation, the instant reaction, you will notice that it's very cold, especially in the winter, the cold hand, cold feet. It's important. That's why, in Chinese people's daily life, before our living condition was not so great. I always remember my family, almost all families would require kids, and everybody do the same thing. Before they go to bed, they would have a foot bath. Now, it was not affordable for us to take shower every day. So, but to have a bath on the foot, it was required. So later, I started to understand, have a hot foot bath will help people to sleep. And not to mention when you wash your foot, you kind of do this massage on your own. Now, if you have chance to go visit China, one kind of a store you will immediately notice is kind of foot massage store and the foot bath store everywhere. So people value the to massage on their foot very much, and I enjoy that. You will feel the ouch and the pain on the certain points. Now, Westerns also recognize the foot, both foot and hand has this reflexology. Your kind of your entire body. It's a holistic system. It kind of echo to your internal organs and the body. So if you have any shoulder problem or headache, you press on a certain acupoints, you will see the reaction. So while we do the PaiDa, I will also introduce a few important points so that you get some knowledge and in the future can deal with the acute problems. Now the common problems we have with our foot usually is first of all like the athlete's foot, and the pains caused by blisters, bunions, corns, and spur normally occurs in this heel. And while people play sports or even just a normal walking or have a misstep and injure their ankles or sprained their ankles, that's very common. Like Sherry plays tennis, right? And I remember she sometimes would complain, say, "Oh, I sprained my ankles." So that's quite often happens. Now, for those who have the gout problem, this is kind of disease. Normally, the extreme pain under the big toe. Diabetic patients will also have the foot problems. And for those who have cramps in the foot, for instance, during swimming or just in the middle of the sleep, suddenly you got this cramp happens. That's very, very annoying and painful too. We usually do that for the minor reaction, you can massage it. But if you want to have a quick recovery, actually is to use the pain to treat the pain. So PaiDa is a very, very direct and a fast cure for this. Insomnia, later, if we review some of the meridian charts, you will understand why massage or PaiDa the foot will help us to sleep better. Same thing, the headache. Now, some people have this kind of the veins, or we call the varicose veins on the instep or the sideways inner ankle or the outer ankle. So these are the veins are the sign that the blockage of the meridian. So this is definitely you can do the PaiDa directly on them. Of course, because the PaiDa increase the body energy, it will help you with the cold feet. I just, very briefly to introduce this. So what I suggest is today we only focus on one foot. I was thinking if I do the both feet, you may not see much result by doing only 5 minutes a session. So if you could just do, if we do 15 minutes on the top, instep of the foot, this is the top part. Top part, of the, a lot of times people have this, varicose veins are very visible, and outer ankle we just do 5 minutes because you probably will be in a very strange position to do it. So I'm going to do 5 minutes on the outer ankle, and then the inner ankle will be do the 15 minutes. What we do, you can just cross your legs to the inside of this ankle. And then the last, this is the inner ankle. And while we do this, we can review the 6 meridians we learned last week. The outside 3 and the inside 3. The sole of foot is the bottom. The bottom of foot is very important because there is a acupoint. It's called 涌泉穴. It is the beginning of our kidney meridian. So that's why, later I will show you where is it. You can use your knuckles to press down, or just use a slapper to Paida that area. Great method to help one's insomnia or the sleeping, or increase your sleeping quality. So that's what we are the bottom of foot. So let's start to do it. And I would like, let me see what's next then. Oh, the Paida method. This was in Seattle, 2015, when Master Xiao, we both were there. And I would like to show you, because this is a very short video. You may be able to learn a few techniques from this video.
Well, this side is really the other side. You have to put on your knee so that you have not a cushion, something solid. Otherwise, see, you can copy the position. Not similar. But the foot, you have four sides, okay? There, right? Inner side, outside, then you have back. Even the back, you have two pieces. One is the toes, okay? They also got bottom. So I think we can beat the bottom. You can do it at home anyway. But here, it's always
We'll be fun someday, and maybe all our truths will be light someday. But I don't care about that now. But I don't care.
But I'm still slapping like this, but I'm kind of holding back any pressure from the other three, and only here. Like a pop. Snap.
I will share with you this link. It probably will be better to see that. But what Rosie showed in the video, you see Rosie, she was using these two fingers snap on the, it was very powerful, and because she worked on my leg and feet, because the side of our outer and inner ankle has a very bony and had irregular shapes. Normally with our palm, it's very difficult to do work on. So usually people use this slapper. So you use a slapper to do this, or the side or the edge to do the foot. So next, I would like to everybody ready? If you can take off your socks, you have a barefoot. You can pick whether the right foot or the left foot. We do the top part, instep of a foot. We do. Let's try 15 minutes first and see if you see something out. After the workshop, you can continue work on the same area. For instance, on my foot, I can see some veins. So my goal is to get rid of the vein. My hands is getting much better now. But this foot still have a lot of work to do. So let's start 15 minutes. Okay, as usual, I'm going to Sherry, you can see Sherry. Sherry's over there. Yes. Okay, let's start now. Ready? Go. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、3、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、4、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、5、2、3、4、3、4、5、6、7、8。It's a shame you can see my foot. I haven't done this on my foot for a long time. So you can see the shot coming out. It's pretty amazing, right, Sherry?
Yes.
I got a lot. Well, the other thing is a lot of times people, when you do on yourself, you kind of too gentle. That's my overall observation. You're not hard enough to work on. So you can start from gentle tap and then gradually increase intensity, and you will notice the difference. Now, when we're working on the this outside ankle. Let me show you. I'm going to use this slapper. So if you can find a tool to work on it, well, let's do for about 5 minutes. So focus on this ankle area, and then you can this side, you can work on that too. Okay, let's start now. Ready? Go. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。Don't be afraid. You can. I do on the bones all the time. It can be painful, as you can, but I'm not doing as hard as the other area. Okay, so 4、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、5、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、6、2、3、4。Now, as you can see, I have a little bump here come out because not enough time. The ideally you should do this area and along this ankle, outside ankle. So I remember years ago when I did this all swollen up and has a lot coming out. So around the bones, I get a lot out. That was the outside. I encourage you throughout the week to cover the entire area thoroughly, because all 6 meridians are covered in our insteps. So if you recall, we have a stomach meridian. The yin meridian would be the spleen meridian, the stomach and the spleen, gallbladder and liver. These are the pair of the meridians, and then bladder meridian and the kidney meridian. So all these 6 important meridians run through our feet, and they are all appear on the instep, and then go through the bottom of a sole of a foot. So that's why the next, let's do the inner ankle. Again, it's this area, this triangle area is considered as the inner ankle. The heels, for those who have the heel pain, spur, definitely you should do this very often. And let's do. You can use your hand like this, or use a slapper. I use slapper. If you have a bigger slapper, that will probably cover a lot of areas. If not, then use the edge of the slapper to do it. Let's do 15 minutes on the inside, inner ankle. See what you can get out. Ready? Go. 1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、2、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、3、2、3、4、5、6、7、8。If you look at my inner ankle, you can see this area all bruised up. I know this foot never been my priority, because I usually don't have the problem with my foot. That's why I overlooked it. But it's a good thing if you compare Sherry's foot and my foot. I know she has more problem than I do, but same time we did the same time duration on the foot. I got a shout out. She didn't get much out. That only explains one thing. It just, her technique is not as good as mine. So she needs to do much longer time in order to get a shout out. I know she has sprinkled her angles in the past.
Right.
Yeah, and
Yeah, and it really hurt when I was doing this side.
so if you, I don't feel much hurt on my foot. But I'm glad today I get some on the shout. So Wednesday when I do the other workshop, I can do the other foot to show people. So people like me, as you can see, I do a lot on the arms and the legs and the body. Foot hasn't been my priority. So as you can see, over the years, it does accumulate the waste in our body. That's why it's important that we do like carpet bombing entire body periodically. Like every year you do the cleansing and detoxify it. If you do have the problem during the PaiDa and notice the pain, that means you need to do more and with more intensity, much longer. Okay, the last area is the sole of our foot. To save energy, you can use a slapper or PaiDa bomb to do on that. If you want to use a hand, I will suggest you use the other side of the body of the hand. If you use your left hand, PaiDa the right foot, that creates the crossing in our meridians, because of the symmetrical meridian, they do connect as a net. So if you work on the left foot, then you use the right hand to do it. So I'm going to show you the both. Okay, let's start for 5 minutes, and then we'll start to do some discussion on how do we, on a daily basis, take care of our foot. Okay, ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3. So how do we care for our feet? The coldness attacks our body from the sole of our feet, which is why it's important that during the winter time. A lot of times I see people still bare feet or wear the sandals because they say, okay, indoor we have a heater on, so they don't feel cold. But that just a few seconds or minutes you outdoor with the bare feet, it can be very, very harmful. This is why old Chinese tradition is always encourage people to wear socks and shoes, not barefoot walking on the ground. But in the summer, in order to detoxify the negative energy, we encourage people actually walk barefoot to walk on the grass or the ground. So that's opposite. Sherry can prove, right? When we do the Zen meditative jogging in the summertime, actually we actually without shoes barefoot. But when the weather is cold, it's never be a smart idea to have the barefoot. So wear your socks, and especially even in the summer, the air conditioning can be very cold, creates this man-made cold environment. For the ladies, if you like to wear the sandals without socks, this can be the one of the source of the reason why you get you have such health problems. Okay. Now, the second one is I want to point out the Sanyin Jiao. It relates to the young people, and some folks like to wear certain pants and shorts, or we call it capri pants. It shows the beautiful calf for the ladies, and a lot of times they like to without socks and showing this ankle, right? Yes, but it's not recommended because the Sanyin Jiao is the acupoint. Why? It's because San means 3, Yin that means Yin means yin yang the yin. That's the three meridian, yin meridians. They crossing in this point. So what are the 3 meridians? And they are the They are the spleen meridian, kidney meridian, and liver meridian. So the way how you find this point is, again, use your 4 fingers above your ankle, inner ankle, and then the circle here is the point. It's called 三阴交. These 3 yin meridians, they all come together in this area, and very important, when people wear the pants like this, it gets the cold attacked all the time. That's why people get sick. So what we do, as earlier I mentioned, one of the traditions people have in China is to do the warm water foot bath at night before the bedtime. So recommend you can do, based on your personal preference, around 104 Fahrenheit or 40 degree will be very comfortable. Now, to show that your meridians are smooth, you should feel a little bit sweat on your back or the forehead. That explains if the bottom of the foot, on the bottom, you get warmed up, and then the meridian, the warmth goes through your meridian, and then you will feel the warmth on your forehead. That shows your meridians are smooth. If you don't feel anything, that means you have a blockage or some severe blockage. Sometimes people, the back, you will also sweat a little bit. So not too much sweat, just a little bit sweat. That shows a very good, detoxification every day. At home, I do this every day for about 5-6 years for now. And when I do it, I also like to put my both hands and forearms in the water. So as you can see, the water is not as shallow as this picture shows. It actually comes up to just below my knee. So you can buy, or if you're handy, you can make the basin like this deeper. So have your foot, not just foot, but the calf, especially that 三阴交 acupoint is soaked in the warm water. So this is a way, like the everyday, you can get the cold out of your body quickly, especially when you have the catch cold. I highly recommend you. This is the very common remedy. You can get rid of the cold at the very beginning stage instead of developing into serious cold and a cough and a fever. Some do's and don'ts for the foot bath. For people who have a hypertension or diabetic patients, be careful. You shouldn't soak your foot too long. Otherwise, you probably, because the hot water kind of draw the blood come to the bottom. So if you have cardiovascular problems, a lot of times the heart will for temporary short of the blood supply, so you will feel faint. And the diabetic patient, if your feet may not feel the temperature too well, and a lot of time you get hurt, the burned. So take cautious to the foot bath. Overall, it's and also the younger the kids are not recommended to do the foot bath for too long. They can just wash their feet regularly, but not over like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, because their body is still growing. And overall, they are more like the young body. They don't need it too much. After the bath, you can do some massage. Our last session, we did on the sole of the foot, and either you do the massage with your own hands, or more direct, just a Paida will be much more direct. For right now, my right side of foot is very warm, especially after I did the bottom of my foot. You can feel that warmth. Sherry mentioned that she felt cold. The cold is kind of is the detoxification from her body. The cold, it's the part of the healing reactions. Now, the massage your foot during and after the foot bath, or Paida the feet afterwards, especially before the bedtime. This will improve your sleeping quality. If you suffer from the insomnia, and this is the one thing I would highly recommend you start this routine every day. Now, for those who have a headache or whatever the problems you have with your head, Foot is a very important part. You can massage or paida the foot, can help with your headaches. Let me help you how to find this called the Yongquan point. Yongquan point is the beginning of the kidney meridian. So if you look at the bottom of your foot, you'll see these lines form like the 8 shape of the 8, and this part is the Yongquan Xue. A lot of times, people like this picture shows use a knuckle to press down this again. So if you go to the foot massage place, and they a lot of times they will press this point and make you very ouchy. Depends. Some people will be very painful, and some people is comfortable. So, but it's a good hurt. Try it on your own. This is to use the Chinese herb to burn the herb, and again to warm up the area. So, so this is the Yongquan Xue. Just now, if you notice during the Paida, I was focusing on this area. Focus on this area to Paida the Yongquan Xue. Let's talk a little bit about the theory. In this last week of our online session, I would like to review what is the PaidaLajin. PaidaLajin is very similar to the yoga and the Tai Chi. Now, the difference between these three, yoga and the Tai Chi, is when you practice yoga and the Tai Chi, you definitely need a coach or teacher to guide you through. PaidaLajin pretty much is without a teacher, you can learn by yourself, because the message itself is very simple. If you're curious enough, you want to learn more about and explain the theory to other people, then you can find the tools either online or find a person to learn from. So this is a part of one of the purpose of our online workshop, is to teach you. Although it's a pity we don't have the hands-on activity, to let you feel how my Paida strengths or other people do the mutual Paida. However, you do get a chance to observe how other people do it, and whether it's the soul Paida or the mutual Paida. But in the meantime, I try my best to give you some knowledge behind this method. The simple physical exercises can be learned in just 1 or 2 minutes, and but how you implement, execute these methods requires a lot of wisdom and patience to it. So let's understand it. Please do understand, PaidaLajin provides non-pharmaceutical method. If you at this point still rely on the medical pills to help you with your health problems, maybe PaidaLajin is not. You will be very disappointed on this method, because it's a self-healing process. You are your own master and the doctor, and you are going to heal yourself, not other people. The method itself is very simple and can be effective. When I say effective, because not everybody find it so effective at this moment, but as long as you do and you have the same faith in this, I guarantee you will see the result. And the healing crisis is inevitable, and in order to get well, you actually have to reveal your old injuries and old disease existing, whether known or unknown illness from it. That's why you will feel like much sicker than before. But I will say it is safe. It is safe. And PaidaLajin, this method is widely applicable, and you can do yourself, whether with other people's help or without help. You can definitely do yourself. You don't need to spend any penny on this, or you can just spend a little bit of money, like some folks in this group made their own benches, or you purchase the slappers like a Paida Bang. If you don't want to spend any money, you can find any tools available for you. So that's how part of the reason why Master Shao risked his life and his freedom and want to promote this method, because he recognized it's not just a Chinese problem. It's the globally, we all are experiencing medical crisis, whether the country or the individuals. And to solve these problems, we need to find a way, like not rely on professionals. Tai Chi, those acupuncture, there's a wonderful, wonderful method to heal for the health. However, it's not suitable for everybody because we cannot thrust needles in our own body without being trained, and this is also in many countries should be licensed to do so. But we do not require you to get a license before you practice PaidaLajin. That's a fundamentals different. Okay, and just like you do some sports, your choice. And right now, this PaidaLajin as a universal language, all countries, people all spell the same words, and it's over 60 countries and territories since 2010. That's the year when Master shall come out to promote this method. A lot of peoples, regardless of their skin color and religious belief and social backgrounds, are doing this method. Among them, well, quite a bit of them are the doctors too. So so we've been receiving testimonials all across the world, and whether in the video or the writing, it's a very encouraging method. And PaidaLajin is a self-healing exercise. Ordinary people can do it. Men, women, old, young, everybody is able to do that. Its effectiveness can be tested by anyone with precondition of learning basic series from books and online videos. Okay, and behind this method, actually, there's two books. Or if you are interested in any philosophy, especially Chinese philosophy, I would encourage you to read. It's called 道德经, Taoism, and it gives yin yang tai chi diagrams actually was derived from this book, Dao Zhe Yin and Yang. So if you have a basic understanding on the cosmic energy and the mechanism, I highly recommend to read this book. Only like 5,000 words, but there are a lot of translations out there. And the other book, medical book, is called Huangdi Neijing, the Yellow Emperor's Canon of Internal Medicine. That was written in the Han Dynasty about 2,000 years ago. This book provides a theory guidance for explaining qi and the meridians from the traditional Chinese medicine perspectives. Of course, this is a much more higher level. At this point, I do not recommend you to do this all just after you have a decent practice and understanding. You want to go deeper, then these two books can be as your leisure reading. So PaidaLajin, Paida, again, involves using our hands and tools, repeatedly slapping on one part of the body, and eventually to the entire body, to a degree that the individual can tolerate. And character Sha, in the past I mentioned, has the radical, means this means the illness, and this shows the pronunciation. In English, we translate into the poisoned blood. And the Lajin, although we didn't cover this in this session, but eventually in the future, I think it is a part of the course we want to offer to everybody, is also to learn how to do the correct stretching. La is a verb to stretch, and the Jing as a much more inclusive, including ligaments, tendons, muscles. So Lajin is a simple way to stretch our limbs and joints to set the bones correctly with and all without the tools. So a lot of times they use the physical theories to let our body does own job to reset its alignment. So the key concepts I would like to review in this PaidaLajin focus on. Please do ignore the name of the disease. For whatever the reason you come to sign up this course, online workshop, or you all have a purpose and say, I want to get rid of this symptom or that disease. But first of all, what we would like you to do is do not carry this baggage with you while you practice PaidaLajin. Please focus more on the meridians. And if you understand the the root problem of your illness is the blockage in your meridian, then you will shift your focus from the remove the symptom to the unblock these meridians. So that's why name of the disease is just a label for the pharmaceutical companies to communicate with you. And so it's very misleading. And we also need to understand all diseases are the complex. Today you recognize or you realize the discomfort in your body. This is just the iceberg, tip of the iceberg. And there are a lot, can be developed in the future. You may not be aware. That's why, and after we learn a little bit theories on the meridians, you understand. One, if you have the gallbladder problems, it's not just the gallbladder meridian is blocked. On the other hand, it's liver meridian. It's corresponding to the liver meridians also infected. So that's why we need to work as a whole. Every single meridian is interrelated to the another. All right, as in eventually from the route of the how it connects into a net. We understand one thing will triggers another thing. So that's why we should not focus on the symptom. The carpet bombing is developed in the idea, since all diseases are the complex diseases. That's why we need to PaiDA and the Lajin. Lajin can be affected the entire body, and the PaiDA only occurred one area at a time. But given enough time, you should be able to PaiDA entire body. Now, in the past, I've heard and read the sharing from testimonies from the others. One lady I remember very vividly. She had this terminal illness, and pretty much the doctors sentenced her to death. Only have a few months to live. When she came across this method, and she decided to use it as the last straw of a hope. So she locked herself in the room day and night, non-stop doing the PaiDA. And of course, the results was very positive. And she was able to come out and share her story. So to those to those people who are seeking for magicals, I will tell you, if you are depending on other people help you, you probably will be very disappointed. It is up to you. You need to take the initiatives and be persistent and have some faith. And later I'll mention this again. Antivirus mechanism, this was a metaphor a Master Shell used to describe how it works. Pain and the pain medicine. At a certain degree, regardless of how you do on your own, we all experience the pain. Shrey and early mentioned that, and he told his friends, like, if you have surgery and that kind of pain, and the surgery pain is much more intense and much more painful. And not to mention, a lot of people have this chronic pain. Pretty much whenever you wake, you're always under the pain. So if we can develop a new perspective on the pain, welcome this pain, and use the pain as medicine to treat the pain in order not to have a pain in the long run. And I think it's worth it, right? Any logical, people who are logical and can draw a conclusion that it's worth trying. And the healing reactions, this is a very, very important for those who are able to succeed in this method, is to understand what the healing reactions are and how to deal with it. If you have never get a chance to dealing with the healing reaction, that means you haven't done enough. Okay. In views of traditional Chinese medicine, all diseases are caused by blocked meridians. So unblocking the blockages heals. So this is the key sentence. Please keep in your mind anytime when you have a doubts on this method, and go back to the beginning. Why I'm doing this? What this theory based on? What this method based on? Is based on the meridians. So if we unblock the blockages, then I will heal myself. Disease is imbalance between the yin and the yang. So as you can see, all meridians and 12 meridians, 6 yin meridian and 6 yang meridians. And the cause of the imbalance is that the meridians are blocked. So therefore, open up meridians can cure the disease. So please make sure you understand, always visit this concept. The overall trend of a person's health from birth to death is rising the yin energy and declining yang energy. PaidaLajin boosts yang energy and curbs yin energy. During this process, pain and diseases are naturally self-healed, and it has a proven anti-aging effect as well. So as I mentioned earlier, a lot of diseases are cold induced. So reflect your lifestyle and your diet, and this can be our future topic. I can actually, over the weekend I gave a Chinese group people talk about this health, and people very interested in, and they've never realized what they do in the daily life has caused so much problems in their health. So this is our future topic. If you're interested, you can pay attention to our notice. So through the observation of the nature, according to the Chinese and Western medicine, disease are most cold-induced. All sorts of viruses, tumors, blockage are caused by cold-related stagnation. One thing I remember during one seminar, one professor in her speech, she mentioned about how people in the lab would cultivate cancer cells. Extremely important is make sure it is in low temperature. So this explains why cold and dampness would be the cause of a lot of tumors and cancer. So if you want to reverse, and instead of remove the tumors or the cancer, we need to dissolve it. So experience healing reactions like burping, for passing gas, itchy, pain. This is all natural because all these substances will be dissolved into back to the nothing, like through this gas, passing out in our body. So that's what you should be experiencing. During the aging process, the body temperature drops continuously. So that's why older folks feel much colder, and they have a much less chance to survive in the winter, especially cold weather. A lot of people pass away during the winter. That's another reason. So if we improve their circulation, and the person will be much more enjoyable in their life. PaidaLajin would noticeably increase your body temperature. So this is a natural result when the innate self-healing power is strengthened. We sometimes, it's awakening your innate self-healing power. So that's why this method can be, let's just review the result on the individuals. I've seen in the past, some people get a lot of shout, some people have a little or none shout. So the Paida each area, your common question will be, how long should I on one area? We recommend at least 15 minutes. If you have enough time, half hour or 1 hour, 2 hours, it's all up to you. And when I do myself, I would do, for example, listening to an audio book or reading a book, and I do for hours in one area. And you can imagine how much sha coming out. So the intensity always start from the gentle Paida to heavy Paida. So you can increase the intensity. Now we need to understand when we do ourselves, we kind of be mercy and hard to slap. It's difficult for us to slap hard. But if you find a different person like do on you, people show little mercy, and sometimes because it's not their body, they don't feel as much intense and painful as they do. So that's why it's better. Sometimes you want to try the mutual Paida to experience a different Paida result. The general principle we have is, if you want to heal yourself faster, then you need to do the PaidaLajin more often. When I say more often, you can take time off work, because all our life is to work hard and we use our body so abusively. It's time to pay back. You need to take a time to take care of your own body before you can continue your life. So if you want to heal faster, then you need to do more PaidaLajin. The more it hurts, the more it heals. So keep that in mind. You will be much more brave to. Other suggestions I have is I'm going to quote a few Chinese old sayings to explain. Sometimes you get frustrated if you don't see the result immediately. What I tell you is 3 feet of ice doesn't form in a single day. In order to melt this ice, it takes time. And the other saying, so that's why our suggestion is be patient, okay? The sickness comes like a landslide. This is another Chinese saying, but it goes away slowly like spinning silk. The traditional way to make silk is to pull this silk from this silkworm. So that's why it takes a long time to get this. The second advice I would like to give to you is be confident. Of course, this kind of confidence comes from the profound knowledge on this method. So practice more and always go back and review the book or some online material. When you review the old, and you will gain the new knowledge. This is actually the wisdom come from the Confucianism. And unite your the second the saying 知行合一 also come from the Confucianism, is unite your knowledge and actions. So do not just come here for knowledge. It's important to take actions. Do it now. So always put the action first. Only after you practice it and you will have the taste and a knowledge to check and compare what you learned from the book. So trust you are born with innate self-healing power. So don't give up this power so easily. That's my be persistent as well. The other advice we have is be grateful with these 4 magic phrases. Now, the healing reactions, a lot of times people focus on the physical, what you can feel. The other thing most people wouldn't notice, that's also part of the healing reactions. A lot of times you become very negative. So the negative emotions also are part of the healing reactions. So be supportive to each other and stay positive. The best way is you can form a small group of people. Everybody encourage each other. Everybody is on a different stage of the healing. So when something happened to one person, if he or she becomes very negative, the other person can push that person on a comfort that at a certain level, help the person go through these healing reactions. The 4 magic phrase is, first I would like to say, during the Paida, you need to focus on your own self. Have a dialogue with your own body. Say sorry to the body. All right, sorry for years of the abusing, not taking good care of the body, and ask forgiveness from our own body. Please forgive me. And then say thank you. Thank you to yourself, and also thank you to the person who helped you with the Paida and the Lajin. And then you need to love yourself. Regardless of how sick you are, you still need to be thankful and love and say, I love you. Our body is a living mechanism, and they listen, they hear, and they actually will respond to our positive phrases. So I hope everybody, so Master Xiao, during the workshop, a lot of times people do chant to say, sorry, forgive me, thank you, I love you. It's amazing, amazing. Methods other than the PaidaLajin, This can be introduced in the future workshop. One is called wall hitting. The other is called a 贴墙功. Somebody on the Facebook dig it out to the old video I made in the past. That's the master shall show the high school students how to, facing the wall and then squatting down. And this is a simple method to increase our kidney qi. Kidney qi is the vital to our life, which is why very important. And the waist twirling. Waist twirling is another way, while you're waiting or after you're sitting for a long time. This is another exercise to increase the kidney qi. Zen jogging or meditative jogging. This is very, very popular among the PaidaLajin practitioners. Meditation is the kind of the sitting. If you can do the lotus sitting, crossing legs, this method can be practiced daily. The other fasting, I didn't mention about the fasting, but the fasting is a great way to heal the body and losing weight as a byproduct. And 专气 or breathing exercise. I remember 1 week during the workshop, I think that John asked a question on how to reduce the pain during the lodging, and I briefly mentioned about this breathing exercise. Actually method is come from the Dao De Jing, the Taoism. All right, YouTube channel, Facebook discussions, a lot of you are already the members. So continue like our channels and be supportive. Now, you can always learn the method from the books and online sources. But my recommendation is do not do this Paida because you heard or you see other people's testimony. If you're based on the testimony, then you will be very, very, you will be in a jeopardy because anything happened to you, you're easy to quit. If you have a solid understanding on this method, you will less likely be quitting it. So PaidaLajin is simple, but to understand the essence of it, it's best to attend a workshop. Now, although we compromise the workshop and by doing it online, I am expecting you offline. You should treat like you are doing this workshop continuously. During the live workshop, people get up at 6 o'clock, will do the jogging, and then will end at 6 o'clock in the afternoon. As you can see, about 10 hours. In the middle, you will do a little bit resting and lodging. About 10 hours of Paida. That's how intense people actually going through. A lot of cryings, a lot of hearing reactions, a lot changes are coming out. If you want to have, as earlier I said, if you want to heal yourself faster, then you need to have a period of time just doing nothing but the PaidaLajin. So the techniques, I try my best to show you the techniques, but it's up to you to do this in the a decent amount of time and intensity with suitable intensity on your own. So if you are thinking you're very self-motivated and self-disciplined and have enough knowledge on this PaidaLajin techniques and the knowledge, understand how to what the healing crises are, then I would recommend you don't have to go to the workshop. You can just practice on your own. And while you're helping yourself, you can also helping others because it works the 2 ways. When you help others, it helps you to deepen the understanding what PaidaLajin is. And physically, when you help others, you yourself also get exercise on the Paida on the meridians in your palm. So that's very important. That's actually exactly happening in this world. A lot of people volunteered. They are being, helpers of the others. My last thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you all. Although I don't know your native tongue, but I assume most of you speak English. I would like to express my gratitude to the past 5 weeks. We've been going through I haven't seen any crisis, but I think it's my pleasure. We've been together and learn together, and I gain a lot knowledge just by organizing this workshop. So thank you very much. At this moment, I would like to unmute, or maybe you can unmute yourself and talk. Shrey, would you like to do the testimony first? Shrey, can you unmute yourself? All right, I just mute you. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you want me to start the testimony?
Yes, please.
My name is Shri Gupta. I live in Florida, and I have been practicing PaidaLajin, both Paida and Lajin, for approximately last 6 months. I came across the concept of PaidaLajin accidentally through YouTube, where I watched one of the videos from Master Shao, and I thought this could be a wonderful technique, and I started practicing it. In September, I went to attend the PaidaLajin Workshop in Hong Kong, which increased my knowledge considerably. And of course, when Lan organized this online workshop, this has been amazing as well, because now it added much more depth to my knowledge. I want to mention a few things that have taken place in my own health condition. So I used to go in the night every 2 to 3 hours to pee. That was a prostate problem. So more or less that problem is gone. If anything, I probably get up once, but most time I don't even have to get up in the night anymore. That itself is a big blessing for me. The second thing is my constipation, and I've been constipated since my childhood. But now I have no constipation. I just go so smoothly, regularly. It's amazing. These two themselves are quite a big blessing for me. I have lower back pain, which sometimes disappears and comes back. And I think these are healing reactions that I'm going through. And ultimately that will subside as well. So if it helps, this is my brief testimony. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy PaidaLajin.
Thank you. And I see Marivet, you unmute yourself. Would you like to say something?
Well, I was just noticing, let's just say what area it was. I was just confused, like when I was doing my inner elbows where the heart is. Like I did, because I had more bruising on my left side, I would pat more on my left side because there's more shock. But you said to keep it even. So if I did 15 minutes here, I need to do 15 minutes on the other side. But if there was more shaw on the left side, I tend to do it more because I wanted the bruising to disappear. Is that correct? Or do you still think I should do it even?
Oh, dude, you're doing right thing. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
no worries. Yeah.
Okay. So I have it's called Morton neuromas on my toes, on my feet, and they're very painful. Should I, when I do my feet, should I still do it in the sequence that you taught me, and then do I do where my neuromas are at, or do I just do the sequence like you taught me?
You do not need to follow exactly what I show you in the workshop. Okay? You can do the sequence on your own. Basically, find the most painful area. Work if there's too much pain to do the Paida direct on that area, then work on the surrounding area, because the meridians, they all connected. And once you get warmed up, and then you gradually to eventually you're going to work on that area. Okay, kind of face confront the enemy and let it shout out. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I have noticed that I have a lot of pain in my lower back. I have problems bending, but what I have noticed is no matter what area, I'm not able to do that. I'm not able to do the putting in the back because I can't reach. But no matter what area that I hit, I notice that the tension, a lot of times my lower back feels stiff. And I notice no matter where I shot and hit my body, the tension goes away. Now it does come back, but I do get some relief. You know, used to I would have to pay between $100 and $150 for the chiropractor or acupuncture to do that. It would give me, I would have to pay between $100 and $150, and I would get that same relief me doing it myself.
Right.
And it gives me the same relief, even though it's temporarily, but so was the acupuncture, and so
Also
was
temporary, yes.
yeah, it's temporarily. So therefore I feel like it's a win-win situation because I'm not paying that money and I'm getting the same results as
Maribel, may I give you 2 suggestions? First, you do whatever you do. Second, I would suggest you do sort of the Lajin stretching in the reclining position. This will definitely help with your lower back pain.
I have been doing it yesterday. For the past 2 days, I was able to do it for 45 minutes each leg.
Oh.
So I noticed definitely that it's looser, it's not as tight.
Right. My second suggestion, actually, thank you for showing the video because I was able to see where you are now. Your bed is too soft.
Oh, okay.
Lajin, I haven't got a chance to cover the Lajin, but since you brought it up, and by looking at where you are now, I can see the problem why it always comes back so quickly. Is because every night you are sleeping on this soft mattress, and we recommend people to treat their lower back pain a lot. You know, so Lajin is not just on the bench; it can be during your sleep. So the best way of Lajin is have the very firm mattress, or even the wood. Sleep on the wood or the floor, like. So that is the natural stretching during the sleep.
Okay.
Now, to tell the truth, I do not use a pillow. I notice you have a lot of pillows.
Yeah, but I don't sleep.
Fluffy.
You know what? I do have pillows, but I don't sleep with a pillow.
Oh, you don't sleep with a pillow?
No.
Yeah.
Because my neck feels better when I don't sleep with the pillow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the neck stretching and the back stretching all can be carried out during your sleep very naturally. If your mattress is very as firm as a wood, a piece of a wood, as hard as possible. It's totally opposite than a Westerner's view, like, so I need to feel comfortableness, but that's not important. It hurts our back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then I noticed your bed and I said, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That attributes to your back pain.
Okay. All right.
Have you noticed that when you get up early in the morning, you have a more sore in your back than, I mean, after a while you loosen up?
I do.
I
feel the worst in the morning.
The worst in the morning. That's understandable because now today I pointed out if you started to improve, you either switch to a much firm mattress, or you can try sleep on the floor, sleeping bag, something like that. And you may not feel very comfortable at the beginning, but gradually you will notice your lower back pain will be improved so much. Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that. All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much for everything you've taught me.
Oh, no problem. And I think you're a good learner. Just keep doing what you're doing, and you will have your self-realization and a lot more new discoveries about your body. It's amazing. Our body can has such power, can heal itself.
Okay.
Yes.
I do believe that. Thank you.
Thank you. May I turn to other people if you want to say something? Do we have any other people wanted to say something? Now, I sent out an email on Sunday and asking you guys to share, to complete this online survey for me. So this will help us to plan for the future workshops. And same time, we do collect data over the world. So eventually, you know, when any organization question or if we want to pull out some data, it will be easy for us to present to the public. Now you have your freedom, whether you want to keep your privacy or you want to come out to share with the others. So it's all up to, I will say we respect, so far we respect everybody's privacy. We do not publish anything without your consent. Even with this video, it will be just a password protect in the future. When 5 videos are put on the website, no person from the outside can access it unless they pay the fee and then agree to view it. Okay. Are there any other people, if you take this opportunity to share with others? Sherry right now is doing the lodging on my bench. Sherry, would you like to say something?
No, I'm good. I have a question about the toes. We treat the toes like we do the fingers?
Yes, good question. Sherry said because when we worked on the our foot, there's just one foot, we didn't have chance to work on the toes. Absolutely, the toes also important. After you done the large area of our foot, and you should also one by one every single toes. Every single toe, you need to work on that. Use a slapper. It probably would be better to use a slapper, 拍打棒, to slap the toes. Okay. Are there any questions? Can we address? This is a Sherry's question. In the same way as we work on our fingers, we should also work on the toes as well. Now workshop, this only like to cover about 1 hour and a half, but after the offline, when you're offline, it is better if you can practice on your own pace and you can find the whatever area you that you do not have to follow the sequence like we do in the workshop. But you know, try to fix yourself. And Yan, would you like to say something?
Yes, I would like to say thank you. And this workshop is really amazing, and I think PaidaLajin is better than anything else in 10 years that I've been research. Looking for some miracle, help me. I think this is the best one I ever find.
Great. From the email, I got to know you're such a wonderful aunt to your nephew, and you work very hard just trying to.
I try my best between my job. You can see that I've been in and out, but I really trying to learn more, you know, like get into deeper about Paida, you know, so I can understand more, I can do better, you know. Yeah, it's really amazing.
Yeah, I think a lot of knowledge comes from your own practice. The knowledge from the book
I agree.
Was nothing.
I agree.
It's all coming from, so we all can be an expert in PaidaLajin. If you practice on your own first, you understand how it works, and then you go out to help others, be much more convincing and powerful. And even the Paida, the intensity in our palm will be increased if you Paida more often. So that's a very powerful message. Thank you, Yan. I know earlier I mistakenly thought from your name, I thought another friend in Canada, actually.
That's okay.
But this is the fate. Like we got to know each other. It's my pleasure to get to know you.
I hope in the future you have more class, deeper class. You know, it's going to understand more.
Oh, this is just a little tiny bit about the Paida, and we haven't talked about Lajin. If you guys get a chance to look at the survey, online survey pretty much give you the direction, how we're going to head towards, but I just need some outside input.
Yes.
So that we can design the workshop to meet majority's needs, okay?
Yes.
I understand it's not ideal situation to help everybody but this at least give I kind of hand in hand get you into the door, and once you step into the door, you have all this freedom, and as long as you have time and energy to work on the PaidaLajin on your own, and I trust you someday you will see the results, just like the other people. When people are very desperate. Now, this is a very interesting phenomenon. Who are the group of people benefit the most from the PaidaLajin? You'll be amazed. Those are the ones who were sentenced to death by doctors, who are terminally ill and feel like this is their last hope. They want to try. And
I think I'm one of them.
You're the one.
I got sick every day. I just looking for stuff to change my life. I think I'm one of them. It changed my life upside down. I don't know what kind of sickness I got. I think I'm very sick, but I don't believe going to the doctor. I keep seeking, looking for something. You know.
Can you tell the people, our group, a little bit about yourself, your story, so that they can know a little bit?
Well, my story, you know, I mean, past 5 years between the job and my mom's sickness, my sister's sickness, it's just unbearable because it's just stressful. Try to keep them alive, you know, and they'll never make it. And especially my sister, that's my best friend, my life. She had pancreatic cancer. And we've been in and out to the stupid hospital. They keep trying, putting chemo on her. Really, she died from that. And I'm so sick of it, you know.
Mm-hmm. I understand your feeling, because people used to question why you're still young, you're so active in this self-healing method. And I have to tell them my own story. I witnessed my mom's passing, and she died from cancer. It was so painful, and I regret I didn't know PaidaLajin at that time.
That's why I'm in pain every day, because I regret with my sister sickness. I wouldn't know PaidaLajin. I don't think my sister died. Unblock all the blockage from her body.
I have the same belief too, and I felt like I could have helped my mom much better if I knew earlier.
Yes.
But, unfortunately, she passed away, and
yeah,
that's another reason I devote a lot of my time in doing this. A lot of work I do is not for money, and I do a lot of voluntary jobs for a long time. So this is another way, and so whenever I see people suffering, and unfortunately people are ignorant, and they're willing to go to the hospital instead of help themselves, and that makes me feel very sad. So emotionally, I always willing and available. So if you need help, I can make all the time for them. And I say, even my mom passed away, I can treat the older folks like my mom. So I think she passed away for purpose, yeah. So at least awakening me this and take good care of self. Then we are the responsible, not just for our life, but for the family as well. See how much pain the family members go through.
Oh,
not to mention the money we spend on this. You just now you use the word stupid, and I felt the exact same way. My dad would spend the money, and he would not blink an eyes would spend just trying to find a magic cure, but nothing. You know, it didn't help. It didn't help. Then it gave me the lesson is we need to help ourselves before that happens.
I agree.
And I think what you go through right now emotionally, there's a lot of this kind of emotions. It's part of the attribute to the heart disease. So you do need to take good care of yourself. And I understand you work long hours, early in the morning 5 o'clock to afternoon 5 o'clock. That's very, very long time.
It is.
So make sure you take good care of self, and the PaidaLajin will be a tool guide you through this difficult time, and I hope that you can enjoy your life a little more, okay?
You know what's funny? The more I see the effectiveness, the more I regret missing my sister. It could have helped her so much. It just
right.
Yeah.
The cancer patients are definitely yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Amazing technique, amazing. It just I don't think in this world anything better than this, except when you hit a pain, but you have to go through that pain to get through it. You know. It's penetrate me.
Yes.
I'm not still paying anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your sharing.
Yeah.
It's about the time I say to conclude our workshop. It's been my pleasure to work with everyone in the past 5 weeks. Please remember to complete the online survey if you haven't done so. And today is actually right now is still in China is the New Year Eve. And I wish everybody Happy New Year. It's the year of the pig. Wish you the best luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, if you do have any questions in the future, feel free to email me. If I cannot answer you, I will seek the group support from our team. So people all over the world, we actually have a team, you know, not just in China, but also in Germany, in America, we do have a group team. So make sure, keep up what you're doing, okay? Have some faith in yourself and in this method. Master Zhao is in jail for some purpose. And he will be so thrilled when he knows, you know, we are experiencing this online workshop. You're the first group of people. Theoretically, you are the first group people, because Mondays always occur before the Wednesday. So I really appreciate you help me to go through. And New Year, we started this workshop after the Western New Year, and we end before the Chinese New Year. So our best wishes to everybody, and keep up your work, and keep practicing. And if you do have some good news, make sure you share with us. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you
So much.
Happy New
Thank
Year.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Happy New Year to you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.